You are listening to the We Are Not Safe for Work podcast. Your hosts, Renee and Nadja, will dive into all the different reasons why some entrepreneurs become unemployable.
I'm shaking the whole table with my tongue. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, I can't tell. Oh, that's funny. Are you still unemployable?
Always.
Yeah, me too.
Always.
I
Well,
don't
I mean,
know how
I
much
guess
I
maybe-
love it, but it's still true.
I was gonna say, yeah, I shouldn't say always, like never say never kind of thing, right?
Sure, absolutely. God, a job sounds peaceful right now.
Yeah, it's like unemployable in the sense that I can't be a work drone.
Yeah.
I would be the employee that kind of like stirs the pot because I'll be
I think I would
asking
just say no a lot.
questions. Well, so there's that. You and I would be stirring the pot because we would have boundaries and we would be asking questions
Yeah.
that people
I'd
would
be like, I
normally
don't
be
think that's a
afraid
good
to ask.
idea. Why do you want to do that?
I don't know.
I don't want to do that. That's not what I don't, I'd be like, no, I don't want to. I'm hungry. I'd be like, I gotta go. I got something to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I will say that is something that it would be really difficult for me to go back to, like somebody else dictating my time. That would
If
be
I could have a
struggle.
job where I could just do a really good job for them, but do it at not even their deadlines, 100% their deadlines, but when I do it is up to me.
Right.
I think I could thrive in that, you know?
Yeah.
And the only reason that's important to me is because I want to sleep when I want to sleep. It really all comes down to sleep for me. And obviously going to the bathroom because I have the bladder of a walnut, and so, for me, that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Because God, I would love someone else to be making all these decisions that I've been making lately.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Preach.
So you could not find the TikTok AI ad because they heard you, because they are always listening. Also, do we still have TikTok today? Isn't today the expiration day for TikTok?
Oh my gosh, is it? I was watching TikTok videos earlier, like before.
Okay, he must have
my
signed
meeting
the extension.
Hang on, let's see, because we might have that, public broadcast announcement that they like to do where it's like it does the oh, this is not available, blah blah blah, because of the administration rules and whatnot.
Yeah. I was just Googling did Trump, and the next word is
Although
projected.
I'm sorry, the fact that the first video is this dude.
Is that Ted Cruz?
It sure is.
Oh, God help us all. I just Googled did Trump, and then it said declare war. That's not good if everybody's Googling that. But I Googled did Trump extend the TikTok ban?
Okay.
Trump extends TikTok ban deadline by another 90 days. Okay, so we have 90 more days. Very good.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so you can breathe, Nadja. You can enjoy your downtime. Because I thought about you yesterday. I was like, first of all, I just bought some stuff so that we can eventually, as soon as I get my act together, do more TikToks together. And also I thought about, oh my God, if they ban this, I just invested the last month of my life learning how to use CapCut. And B, what is Nadja going to do if with her downtime if there is no TikTok?
I mean, I could switch to YouTube Shorts, which is essentially, You know
what Andy did was switch to Instagram because she said she could put Instagram down, but she can't put TikTok down. So she doesn't have TikTok
So
anymore.
Instagram I can put down. TikTok is difficult. Although, so TikTok has a setting that I turned on that I ignore.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, it's like a wellness check, like a wellness limit, right?
Okay.
So it'll tell me If I have had 20 minutes of uninterrupted TikTok time, I get a pop-up that says you have had 20 minutes of uninterrupted TikTok time.
That's funny.
Perhaps you should take a break. And I can have it remind me later, like
Yeah.
remind me again in a couple of minutes, or
Yeah.
I can say okay and then close out of it and then that
Yeah.
counts as my break, right?
Right.
But then when I hit 2 hours in one day, I get it's not a block screen, but I get a full screen, like full mobile screen thing pop up that says, you have reached your predetermined like time limit for the day. If you
Jesus.
want to continue, then you have to press these numbers in order, and then you can go back or whatever. So you can bypass it. But it is a nice reminder that, if I get that notification early in the day, then I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, I need to put this down.
That is interesting. First
But
of all,
sometimes I'll get it in
2
like
hours, Nadja. That's a
late
lot.
at night. Yeah,
That's a lot.
that is a
That's a
lot.
lot.
Yes.
I don't even a lot of days get 2 hours of TV time, but there is zero difference in my mind between 2 hours on TikTok and 2 hours on TV. But maybe I'm wrong. You know what I did last night?
What's that?
I left my damn phone downstairs while I came upstairs to watch TV because I can't stay off. It is a bad sign when it feels like a productive day if you watched an entire episode of TV without picking up your phone.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
am struggling to do that. So I left my phone downstairs and watched TV. And the funny thing is, since it wasn't there, I didn't feel the urge to reach for it. Um, and I think that's interesting because it's too hard to stay away from it now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also, I find it's tough because the evenings is also when I try to touch base with people, So
Yeah.
I'll think of something and I'll be watching TV and I'll think, oh, I should reach out to Nadja, and so I'll pause the TV and do that. But still, I need to, even if it's just focusing on the show in front of me. So at least with TV though, it's one full episode. With TikTok, you're swiping continuously.
Yeah.
So
Well, I have a bad habit, and I noticed that going to the movie theater stops it, right? But like when we're watching a movie or TV shows at home, if I see an actor and I'm like, I recognize that actor. What else have they been in? Then
Andy does that.
then I pull it up. I look up like the cast and I'm like, oh, it was that actor. And then I look at what other things they were in and I go down that rabbit hole. But all of that is happening while like the show or the movie is going on. So yeah, you're multitasking, right? But it's really not, you're basically context switching very quickly. But in a movie theater, I'm not going to whip out my phone because I'm like, oh, I recognize that actor or whatever. Like I am fully in it, and I don't know I guess maybe because it's in a public, like a movie theater is a public arena, and there's like unspoken etiquette, or not even unspoken.
Peer pressure.
There's etiquette around what you should and shouldn't do inside of a movie theater.
Yeah, they literally put it on the screen before the movie starts.
Yeah. But I mean, like, because it's one thing to like text or make a phone call like while you're in a movie theater, but it's another thing to be like, well, what if I just want to quickly look something up? Because I'm not calling and speaking, like, but that light is distracting. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe we need to start treating our home living rooms and home theater rooms like have the same rules and etiquette as a movie theater.
Maybe what we're constantly thinking about this. I think you and I talk about this a lot. Andy and I talk about this a lot. But someone that she knows just put this epic post about this topic on LinkedIn. I'll have her send it to you so you can read it. It's really long. She literally, night before last, we just spent our night with her reading that to me. So she would read a few paragraphs and we'd pause, talk about it. And that was what we did that evening, was that LinkedIn post. It was that long. We spent the whole night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it was so good. I'll have her send it to you. I don't know if we're connected on LinkedIn, you and I. I don't know. I don't ever get on LinkedIn. What do I need for LinkedIn? Are you even on LinkedIn?
I am on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I don't recall the last time I logged in. It's been at the very least a couple of weeks, potentially longer.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we're here to talk about a few AI things that have happened. Um, One of them that we're going to talk about today is I actually sent an AI video. Sorry, my voice is going to go out. I can tell because of allergies. So you're going to have to help me out here. But an AI video to my mother and to my elderly sister-in-law about AI videos. It was made as a
Yeah.
public service announcement. um,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I say I think because it sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I may have seen it.
Cool. I hope you did. I hope everybody's seeing it. The primary topic for us today is Meta AI ads
Yes.
and what they're doing there and the impacts of that. But I also want to talk about, if we have enough time, we may have to push this to next week, but I used ChatGPT and CapCut to make a truly 100% AI video that is good. I'm not publishing it, so everybody calm down. But it is really amazing. I can't believe it, and we should watch it. It's a YouTube short style video,
Okay.
and my mind is a little bit blown. And also, last night I found out that I guess yesterday, Midjourney, do you know the image creator?
Midjourney.
They released a video creator. And so I just did 2 quick tests, and I wanted to show those 2 quick tests live here.
Okay, yeah.
If we have enough time.
All right. All right.
So,
what's first?
Do you have anything? Because that's just my list.
No, I mean, like I purposefully didn't have anything because I was so curious about when you brought up what Meta is doing with AI ads. Because, I have a lot of questions around that. So
Okay.
I'm intrigued by what you're going to bring up and if it's related to the questions that I have surrounding it.
Okay. So I thought we would do something super meta and ask Google about Meta AI ads and use Google's AI overview about Google Meta AI ads.
Okay.
I thought that would be interesting.
Sure. Let's do it.
So you can see it on my screen?
I can, yes.
Okay, good. All right. You want to read a little bit of this because my voice is going out?
Sure. Do you want me to just read the AI overview?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Meta is in the process of rolling out and enhancing its AI-powered advertising features with the goal of achieving fully automated ad campaigns by the end of 2026.
Now pause right there.
Recent. That's soon.
That's really soon. What is your first impression of that?
My first impression is, okay, AI-powered advertising features. What exactly does that mean? Like, what does that involve?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny that that's your first impression because apparently Google AI, Gemini, I guess. I have no idea if it's Gemini, but I think so.
Oh, I think it is Gemini.
Thinks that's also going to be your next thought. So it says, here's a breakdown. I just think that's interesting.
Oh, it sure is. Look at that. Existing AI tools. Meta has been utilizing AI within its ad platform for some time, with features like Advantage Plus and generative tools introduced in 2023. These tools help marketers automatically create image backgrounds, variations of ad copy, and test ad formats. I have not used any of that. It's been a long time since I've done any sort of like Facebook ad. So that's really interesting that they have the ability to use AI to make variations of ad copy, because I think that's so great. Like we had to do that manually. You remember?
Yeah. Oh, I do remember. And let me tell you something. I have been doing a lot of Facebook ads.
Oh.
And so I'm doing 3 different kinds of Facebook ads mostly. But one is lead ads where I'm getting leads for my newsletter. And that has performed so outrageously well It's insane. And the other one I've been doing is boosting post. Now, when I boost a post, I have been using all of this Advantage Plus stuff that they offer
Yeah.
to let them take control. And Nadja, I mean, I'm getting click-throughs right now at 2 and 3 cents.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I have, when using these tools, I have gotten Facebook lead ads for as low as 6 cents a lead to my newsletter. That is insane.
That is insane.
Yeah. So like last month, I looked this up before this call. Last month, I used these Advantage Plus features, and on one of my ads, I spent $185 total. But what I made in revenue from that ad was $680. I think it was 680, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that was the profit from the $185 of ads.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All
So
right.
I think that's really interesting.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Continue.
Yes.
All right. So new generative AI features. Meta is launching new generative AI features for advertisers and agencies, which include things like creating consistent branding at scale, image to video generation, AI generated product highlights in videos, and voice activated responses. Okay. So the image to video generation, that's something that's been available in a lot of different
Yeah.
AI, platforms already. The consistent branding, similar thing, because like in Canva, they have like a branding AI or whatever.
Mm.
But that AI generated product highlights in videos. So how does it know what the product highlights are?
Here's what I imagine based upon some things that I've already seen in other platforms.
Okay.
You have some pictures of your product. Let's say that you are selling this phone case, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get some pictures, some general, like almost maybe green screen or solid background pictures in the different angles, and then you upload it, and then it'll probably put it in situations for you. Here's a woman holding it. Here's a dude holding it. Here it is sitting on a table. This is what it's going to look like when you get it. I imagine that's what it's doing for you.
Well, what about that last bullet point, the voice activated responses? What is
I have
that?
no idea what that is. No clue.
Okay. All right. Okay. So full automation by 2026. Meta's ambition is to allow brands to fully create and target advertisements using its AI tools by the end of 2026. This would enable advertisers to simply provide a product, image, and budget, and the AI would create the entire ad, including imagery, video, and text. The AI would also determine optimal targeting and budget suggestions.
So I think we can stop right there
Mm-hmm.
because that sounds amazing. So if you only think about, as a business owner, the benefits that you're going to get, they are incredible, right?
Yeah.
But I think of the other side of this. But what do you think?
Well, my question is, okay, so it's going to provide this full automation. You already pay for Facebook ads, like per click, per view, or whatever it is, right? Like the,
Mm-hmm.
the different levels or whatever. So what's the pricing structure for something like this? Like, is it similar to how the other
Oh,
AI
I think this
platforms
will all
have
be
like
free.
credits? Okay, so if it's going to be all free, is this another? Because that was the brilliance of Facebook ads and to begin with, right? The fact that you had access to all these tools, all the tools needed to
Mm-hmm.
create a Facebook ad, and all you were paying for was the actual activity,
Right.
whatever your goal was. So if your goal
Yep.
is click-throughs, you are paying for the click-throughs, but you're paying for the reach, the click-throughs, and all that kind of stuff. But creating it was supposed to be so easy that anybody could do it. And then it
Supposedly.
turned it turned into a whole, like, you had to figure out the algorithm, like you had to figure out, well, how do I make it more specific so it targets the correct people or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
basically that skill set is being transferred to this, but how do we double check what the AI is doing?
Well, okay, yeah. So I think because my first thought was strategy. Remember,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about
That's
when I
kind of
say
what I
that.
was thinking too, the
Yeah,
strategy. Yeah.
yeah. And for people that are
Shout
curious,
out
what
Amanda Bond.
there you go. People are curious. That was a course
Yep.
that was created by Amanda Bond and marketed with
2016,
Screw the 9 to 5. Yeah.
15, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. In my opinion, this is a huge, massive job killer. There is a lot of people who have businesses and brands and skills on creating the graphics and all the setting up the ads, figuring out the audiences, managing all of this. There is a huge industry behind Facebook ads
Mm-hmm.
just on getting them set up, managing them, all of the things involved is a massive industry to itself. It's not as big as blogging, but it is big. It is a big industry.
Yeah.
And this, in my opinion, eliminates that. If this works, then this eliminates a lot of jobs.
Yeah. I mean, I, I don't know, because again, just like with any tool, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
the whole point is to make it more efficient so that it's less reliant on the person coming up with this strategy. So the AI is going to
Sure.
determine the strategy for you, right? But at the same time, that's why I was asking, like, how do you double check what the strategy is? Because we have no peek behind the curtain of the algorithm, right? Like we have buttons that we
Well,
can toggle
I think a
and
few ways. I think there's
gives a
ways.
semblance of control.
Yeah. I think that there's a few ways. Like in my case, I think one of the things that all of this does, by the way, so one of my takeaways recently when using AI so much as I am, and by the way, let me just say this over and over again. I'm still creating my content. AI is just a helper along the way.
Right.
Um, but one of the things that AI is making me do is learn to communicate more clearly
Mm-hmm.
because it really matters what you say to the AI. The AI takes you literally. So you have to be specific in what you
Yeah.
want. You have to really understand what you want before you ask it of the AI.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a clear understanding of what your goals are with the Facebook ads, I think your likelihood of success is high. If you're just like, I just want to get more people to hire me as a plumber, then but you're not specific of I want them to hire me to do this specific thing in this specific region at this
Mm-hmm.
specific time. It really makes you think through what is it that you really want. And
Yeah.
so as a blogger, one of the things that I've noticed is that I can monitor when people sign up for my newsletter, what is their journey like? How long do they stay on the newsletter? Nobody stays. Most people don't stay on a newsletter forever. So churn is a normal part of running a
Sure.
newsletter.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how long do they churn? What does that look like? How is that going? And you can measure some of those
Mm.
factors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to like boosting a post, used to people would say never boost because you want
Yeah,
to
that
create a
used to be
true
like the
ad.
cardinal sin.
Right. But now you actually get better result. I should say I get better results by boosting
Yeah.
versus creating a direct ad because the more control that I give to Facebook, the better my results
Okay.
is where I'm going with this. But I'm able to measure those results very specifically on a daily basis. So I can look at Facebook and go, okay, this is how much I spent. This is the
Right.
article it went to. This was my CPC.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how much money I made. This was the bounce rate. I can really get deep. And then instead of spending all of my time figuring out how to set up the ad, I'm
Mm-hmm.
spending my time measuring the success of the ad.
Okay. Like the outcome.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that all sounds good. I guess I'm just trying to figure out what are the downsides to this? Like what's the what things should we be worried about? Um because again, you're feeding data into the AI because that's what it needs, right? To be able to make all this stuff. So you're feeding data into it. And I guess that just comes with the disclaimer that whatever you feed it, it's going to take it and do what it wants with it. I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like that's already true. So if you set up a Facebook ad, whether you manually feed the data or you let it figure out the data, the data gets there one way or the
That's
other.
true. Yeah.
I think it just feels creepy.
Maybe that's my hesitancy is that, it feels like a lot of control, like giving them a lot of control.
It is. And that is the thing. I mean, I think it's tough because on one hand, you are removing a burden, right? So that you can think more about the creative, more about the results, more about your strategy, more about what it is you want to accomplish. I can spend more time creating recipes, less time setting up Facebook ads, right?
Yeah.
So it the funny thing to me, this is an aside. I don't think this is something we should talk about today, but maybe we should talk about it next week.
Sure. Let me write it down.
Yeah. The issue that I am seeing with increasing the efficiency is what to do next. So, by adding more efficiencies to the process, like with you in particular, the more efficiencies we add, the more work I feel like I have to do. And it's a double-edged sword because we are nowhere near recovering our revenue, nowhere near it. So the more work I can do, the closer I might get to at least partially recovering my revenue that we lost after the HCU. But at the same time, I'm also more tired than I've ever been while accomplishing more goals than I've ever accomplished for Chew. And I think that that is a weird thing. And we don't know how we feel about it. Andy and I were just talking about this. Is it good because we're now able to achieve goals faster? Or am I just working myself to death? I don't know.
Yeah.
As I just took 2 weeks off. So, don't feel
Well,
too sad for me.
you also scaled back your assistance, in these tasks. It's basically all come back to you, whereas before you were able to distribute it and spread the effort. And part of the reason why you're so tired right now, or more tired than you were before, is because now everything falls on you.
That's true.
You are the photographer, you are the content writer, you are the designer, the graphic designer, you are the social media manager, you are all of it.
Yes, that's true. That is a very good point. I mean, we used to have a pretty good sized team.
Yeah,
What was
you
it,
did.
Like 10 people at one point, I think.
And they were dedicated for those specific
roles.
Right.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I literally had an in-house photographer.
Yeah. So, they specialized in that. And I think that's the other thing. Like, yes, it'll make it easier for people to do all the things, but then they have to realize and remember that now they are absorbing all of those roles onto themselves because now they're they're being the QC, the quality control, quality assurance or whatever for all the things that are being done. But I know that because the quote always gets messed up, right? It's jack of all trades, master of none.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'm like, what? Okay.
Which is also another reason why I'm unemployable.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the full quote is a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
Oh, I didn't even know that was the full quote.
Yeah, so that's the full quote. So basically it's suggesting that if you have a wide range of skills, that actually might be way better than if you specialize in one, right?
Yeah.
Because the jack of all trades, master of none, it does have a negative connotation to it. But it's in this instance, it I don't know. It's like, are you actually sacrificing quality for efficiency?
I think that's a good question, and we won't know obviously until all this rolls out.
Yeah.
I can't say for sure. I will be curious because um with one of my Facebook ads, I don't want to click over to my ads account right now because then you'd see all of my data. But since we're
Right.
on a live, yeah, because I want to show the ad, but I can't. But like with one of my ads, I use ChatGPT to write the ad. First of all, I wrote a general version of the ad copy.
Mm-hmm.
Then I gave it to ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to edit it for me, which of
Right.
course it did a really great job at.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put it in Facebook, and then I use these Facebook, what did they call it? Whatever these Advantage Plus features to enhance it, and then I let Facebook run from there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tried to do it without the Advantage Plus, the ad failed.
Mm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Time will tell how good they are, because the other thing that could happen is that you could start seeing the difference when a human creates the ad versus when you let the AI create the ad.
Right. Right.
And it'll
you
be
already see that
interesting to see
difference
the
now.
response to that, huh?
Yeah. You already see that difference now.
Yeah.
And
I do know that on Pinterest that there's a real problem right now and a real frustration because on Pinterest, humans are responding better to AI generated content than they are human created content.
that's so interesting.
I think it's because it looks so perfect. You know,
Yeah.
if you think about food, good tasting food is not always beautiful,
Right. Yeah.
but beautiful food always looks good tasting.
Mm-hmm.
So AI takes something that may not be all that pretty in reality and makes it very pretty. It may be
Right.
a true representation of what ideally the recipe would look like.
Mm-hmm.
Like if some food stylist made it, but most of us making recipes are not professional food stylists because
Right.
have you ever watched how they create like an ad for McDonald's? How they
Oh,
make the food?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
There's
any food related. Yeah.
yeah, it's inedible.
Yeah,
You
like the
couldn't
things
eat
that they
it.
actually use to make it look that good. It's not, yeah, like some of it is like paint thinner or
Yeah.
what's shaving cream. Oh,
Yeah.
shaving cream is
Yeah.
wonderful to
Right.
represent whipped cream. You know why? Because whipped cream will melt.
Collapse. It'll melt.
It'll
Yeah.
collapse. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, anyway, it's interesting. Okay. Let's move on for a second. I want to show you guys something really cool. Um, this is an
We
image
got
of
less than
ours.
15 minutes, by the way.
Okay. Okay. So this is this image
Ooh.
here. What I did was this is a stock photo image of cheesecake that we
Mm-hmm.
use on our website because sometimes we use stock photos because again, we can't get images pretty enough
Right.
because we're
Yeah.
yeah. So what I did was I uploaded this to Midjourney yesterday, and my prompt, as you can see over here on the right, is pie slice being served.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this was a still photo, and I'm going to show you the videos.
Sorry, I keep looking at a different one.
Oh, yeah. Here, you want me to open just one of them if I
No,
can?
no, no. I'm just saying like because the third one, okay, see that looks great. But the
Yeah.
third one, I don't know if you saw it. It's got two sets of utensils and then one of them just disappears.
Oh, we'll open it here in a second. But look
Yeah.
at the tea is moving. It
Yeah.
imagines what is under on the plate, on the bottom of the
And the
plate.
shadows, the light and the
Yeah.
shadows. Yeah.
It's incredible.
And the
Yeah.
realistic, like, yeah, somebody would hold the plate to
Yeah,
steady it as
exactly.
they lift it up. Yeah.
That was the entire prompt. So which one? Oh, this one.
That one. So look, there's two.
And
Oh,
then
and
one
then
just
one of them
disappears.
just disappears completely.
That
And then
is
a
so
crumb
funny.
like falls from the ceiling.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Let's see. But this is version 1 of their tool.
Uh-huh.
And I just think that's crazy.
It is crazy. Have you seen or have you noticed any it's a new TikTok trend because apparently I'm just like a sucker for TikTok. So the newest TikTok trend is taking a still photo, putting it into AI, and then asking it to guess what happens next.
Oh, that's interesting.
Some of them are hilarious. Like one of the ones that I saw recently was it was like a mom with the baby holding a baby, like they're
Yeah.
outside on like a curb or something like that, and she's holding the baby, and the baby's got like its mouth open, and she's obviously smiling, right? So they put that into AI, and then it's like, guess what happens next, or what do you think happens next? And then all of a sudden, like it morphs into she throws the baby.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
God.
she throws the baby because there is a monkey dressed in like a vest, and you know it looks like one of those dressed up monkeys with the symbols.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's like a big ape from the zoo wearing a vest or whatever comes around the corner, and then the mom
Oh
like
my
falls
God.
backwards. It's so funny because it's like, why would you think that's what happens next?
Yeah, like what makes you think that? I mean, I know us humans are crazy, but
But again, because this is the early stages of this
yeah.
prompt being fed into the AI over time, it's only going to get better because now it's going to realize, oh, that's really absurd. Like that's really exaggerated. Of course, that's not a logical like next that's what happens next. So,
Yeah, that's wild.
again, we are like these trends, these social media trends when it comes to AI, we are teaching like these trends are teaching AI what is more expected and what is socially frowned upon. So we are teaching it.
That's wild. Yeah.
So if this is the first round and you tell it, okay, that one's, you know, the third one's kind of weird because you have two utensils and then one of them
One of
disappears
them
completely.
disappears. Yeah.
So you
And
tell it
crumbs
that. So now
fall
it
from the ceiling.
knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it knows it's like, oh, okay, well that's not realistic. That's not normal.
Yeah. That's not normal.
And then it won't do it again, or it'll do it less or whatever. Um, but like even that, so that fourth one,
This one,
yeah. So the strawberry moves when it's picked up,
which is realistic.
right? And then
I
yeah,
also like
same
how
thing
the
with
crumb at the top. Yeah.
the tea jiggles.
Yeah.
Like that one, I wouldn't have been able to determine if it was AI.
No,
Even the
that is,
reflections, like I'm looking at the reflections. I feel like it's almost like a game for me whenever I
yeah, to
see,
find it.
yeah, like, okay, well, how can I tell if it's AI or not? Like,
All right. So here we go. Let me show you this one. I found this one to be fun. Um,
what is that? What is happening?
I know Amy was like, that is so disturbing.
It is incredibly disturbing. Like, what is going on?
So what I did to make this, by the way, and that's the other thing, how simple this is to do. So I went to here, you know what? Let's just walk through it. We have a couple of minutes. Um, so I came over here and I searched for an astronaut. I'm gonna say weird astronaut. And okay.
Okay.
Um, so we'll just pick one.
What is that?
Yeah. Um, let's go with this one.
The bunny, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this prompt,
Okay.
and then I'm going to make one myself. Okay. So I'm just taking someone else's prompt.
Yeah.
Because that's why it's all there, is for inspiration.
Right.
Normally I might change something, but I'm not going to because we're trying to hurry. And then I'm going to wait for it. It's going to take a minute for it to work. But not long, by the way, may I say. By the way, let's acknowledge something. I would never in my life most likely have the skills to make a video like this.
Right.
I wouldn't even have the skills to make an image like this.
Yeah. That's insane. So one of my the video editing software that I've been using recently, Wondershare Filmora, not sponsored or affiliated in any way. I like the fact that there's a perpetual license. I only have to pay for it once, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So they do have an AI like image to video capability, and you get, credits that you can use towards it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I had used it on a still, it was like a collage of pictures. So it was one image, but in that one image, it was a collage of images, right? And so the prompt I gave it was basically like, turn each separate picture inside of this image into a frame, like make it look like these are frames hanging on a wall, and then give it a little bit of movement. Nothing extravagant, just a little bit of movement, a la Harry Potter kind of thing, right? And the first generation, the first thing that it generated, I was horrifying, because one of the images was a little girl on a horse. And I mean, like, it morphed the horse and the girl, and it became this like centaur looking thing. Like, it was horrifying. And then she ended up with like 3 arms, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I turned it into, so I was like, okay, let's try this again. Let's make it more like, let's give it a more nostalgic feel, right? And that's the only thing that I changed. And the second generation that it came up with was it started from the bottom image, and then it started scrolling up. So like each picture, because it was stacked, so it was scrolling up, and it was kind of like a hazy, nostalgic feeling because it was blurred, and you could just see a little bit of movement from the images. And I was like, that was what I was looking for. Like, I didn't know that's what I was looking for, but when I saw that, I was like, that's what I was looking for.
Isn't that wild, though, that you just kept iterating?
Yeah.
Okay, are you looking at the screen?
I am, and again, it's weird.
It is. So, okay, I'm gonna pick on, let's see, let's look at this one.
I mean, it's cute, but like, why is it shaking?
I don't know.
And what are those things that are, what are those bubbles? Like,
I think they're air bubbles.
or
but
eggs?
I don't know. Maybe eggs.
Like little mini eggs?
I don't know.
But again, why?
I don't know.
That one's trapped. Right? It almost seems like it's saying help.
You should share your image that you created, by the way, your variations on Facebook. I know you don't get on Facebook, but on our Facebook page.
Yeah, let me pull them up.
So you see how quickly I made that, right?
Yeah, that was
So let's
fast.
say you wanted to make a weird video. You could then download this, or you wanted to make a video out of this for some reason. It's like an Easter promo from hell. You could download this, then you could add music to it, and do whatever you wanted to do. Well, whatever you would do with stock video, right? You could do. So that's my weird shit.
Oh, look at, I went to the Midjourney website, and I'm clicking on login, and you can log in with Google or continue with Discord.
Oh yeah, I use Discord to log in.
I was gonna say, so
originally,
I can't like use my email address.
Well, I don't know. I've been a paying member for so long. Originally, you could only make images in Discord, and now you can make images on the website. And that's why
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they
Oh,
used the Discord server for the longest time.
sure.
Yeah.
I get so, I don't know if it's just me being paranoid or it's like the cybersecurity geek in me or whatever. I do not like tying, the single sign-on. I don't I don't like being forced into a single sign-on, like using my Google account to sign into something or
No, I do it all the time. I feel like it's I see, I didn't know. I thought it was safe to do that. Like that was the best thing I could do.
I do not. Well, if somebody hacks into your Google account, then they have access to everything that's connected to it.
Shit, I never thought of that. Damn it. Okay, can I show you one more thing
Yes,
before we go?
absolutely. Please do.
Okay. Oh God, now you're gonna be I'll text you about that later. This video that I'm about to show you, um, here's what I did. I titled this "Do Not Use," by the way. What I did was I have this ongoing conversation with ChatGPT about how to use AI in work and the future of work, and I put my thoughts in there, and I'm putting all this in there so that it has my words, my thoughts, my ideas, articles that
Yeah.
I've read, things like that. So then I can use it to reference and start writing scripts for these
Uh-huh.
things. So what I did was I said, okay, I want to write, I have, and then I'll have it ask me questions to write the script. And so then I wrote a script, and then I went to CapCut, and it now has this AI video maker. So I put
Okay.
in the script, and then it made this video 100% without me. Okay, and this is the video that
Okay.
it made. It's really short, so um, hopefully you can hear it. If not, we'll try it again.
What if AI could help you get
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
promoted even if you work retail? Or most people think AI is only for tech jobs. Let's change that. If you're a cashier or floor associate, it might seem like AI has nothing to do with your future, but promotions don't just happen, you earn them with the right skills. What if you used AI like a coach? Ask, what skills does a shift lead need? Then get learning. Use ChatGPT to practice interview answers, summarize company values, or plan a mini project that shows leadership. AI isn't replacing your job. It's helping you level up. Try it today.
And
Now,
what was your prompt?
I didn't give I didn't give it a prompt. It
Oh,
just has this tool where you enter in a script and then it generates the video for you.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
crazy.
you can edit it. Obviously there were problems, but it was a really good, the way that I think of this is a foundation
hmm
to build upon to make your video, because then you can take it and pull it into the editor and then do
Yeah.
whatever you want. But
There
it
is,
created these AI images,
yeah.
and so that it's original content. It created these images. It picked the voiceover. Um, all of everything you see was 100% without my input, other than I gave it a script.
Yeah. There's another AI tool that that's what it specializes in. It creates storyboards.
Yeah,
So you give it a script and then it'll generate the imagery or the video that would go, or that it thinks it would suggest goes with your script. So it storyboards it for you, but it does it in a professional storyboard. Like
that's
here's
crazy. Yeah,
here's the description, here's the image, here's the description, here's
yeah.
the image or video or whatever it is. I've been playing around with tools like that, but it also kind of freaked me out. There was another tool that I had used that because I was doing training videos and I was using my voice a lot, and there was one point where my allergies just like they kicked my butt, and then
Yeah.
I went hoarse, and I took my previous recordings And then I put it into this tool, this AI tool, and gave it a script, and it said the things as if it were me.
That's crazy.
And
Mind
like tone,
blown, by the way.
cadence, the pauses, the random chuckles every now. I mean, it freaked me out a little bit. I had Lance listen to it. And then he did mention that after listening to that, when he was listening to the videos that I had actually recorded, sometimes he would start thinking, did she use AI for this part? And it's like, no, that was me.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Yep. Yeah. So
well, that was a lot, but
that was a lot, but I mean, so much to chew on, right?
I know. All right. Share those images.
I will. Yeah.
Okay. I think that would be interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for checking this out. And again, send us a message, leave a comment, giving us your feedback and what you think about all of this AI progression.
Absolutely.
I feel like AI is it's the topic of conversation. And will be for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.